mic this whole time? Bro. Okay. It hasn't been picking up my mic this whole time. Okay. So. Fate timeline. I'm sure you're thinking, Daniel, you've gone mad. How are you going to do this? I'm concerned for your mental health. And more importantly than that, you're thinking, Daniel, you said a multiversal timeline? How are you going to make that? I've seen the Fate timeline. That's the one with Square, right? No. So this is going to be a unique timeline because we're going to, it's just going to be a line because I hate shapes. I hate squares. They say be there or be square. I don't want to be square. Being square is bad, so we're not going to make a timeline with squares in it. I'm sure you're thinking, Daniel, how are you going to do that without sacrificing, like, the sanctity of the Fate franchise? Like, it's very significant that, you know, things like Apocrypha take place in different timelines. No, that's wrong. You see, servants share memories across entries. Even in examples like Extra Archer versus Stay Night Archer. Well, yeah, they have slightly different backstories. That's just a result of the Grail providing them with information based on the universe they're in. And, because Archer retains his character development from Unlimited Blade Works. So, also, I don't feel like thinking that hard. So, instead of doing a singular, like, entries for specific Stay Night timelines, we're just going to do the timeline that leads into Hollow Ataraxia. Because that is implied to be canon by Waververse Prime. Right, I should explain that term. Waververse Prime is a list of the entries that Prime Waver, which is, Waver in Fate Zero, cameo in Unlimited Blade Works, Adventures of El Meloy, and then and the rest of the El Meloy series, as well as his cameo in Strange Fake. Those are Prime Waver. Now, there are other waivers, such as Apocrypha Waver. However, Apocrypha is not part of Waververse Prime, and it can be assumed that Waververse Prime takes place in relatively chronological order, with the presence of Saber remembering Zero and Stay Night, and Heracles returning in Strange Fate. Right, spoilers for Fate. That was said when my mic didn't work. Balls. You should have known what you were getting into when you clicked on this. So, I think the first, like, really good example for what I'm trying to say of multiversal timeline is Fate Grand Order and Fate Strange Fake. Now, both of them are still ongoing, and more importantly, both of them take place at the same time on the multiversal timescale, which is, like, weird to say, but, like, let me put this image in. It doesn't use WebP images. Great. Okay. Let me find one that uses a real image format. Bro, stop giving me WebP. There we go. Finally, a JPEG. Now, we can confirm this information because in Fate Grand Order, Babylonia's Singularity, it's established that Ishtar, the Grand Order Ishtar, does not have access to the Bowl of Heaven. And it's like, where could it possibly have gone? And that's because it's in use by Strange Fake Ishtar, who, look, man, I tried to understand Strange Fake through only recaps and the outdated wiki articles because I don't think it's translated yet. So all I know is Enkidu has a gun because unlike Gilgamesh, who can summon weapons from history, Enkidu summons the weapons of the day of, like, the present that he's in. And Enkidu pulls out guns, and it's theorized that he could have a nuke. Also, the government's gonna nuke Nevada to, like, take out the Bowl of Heaven and Flat, who is now Thea. So, I think that might tie in with, like, Area 51's presence in Grand Order. This is, like, me going full conspiracy mode. And I think that, like, David Blue Book is, like, something related to the fact that, and Area 51, I feel like that's related to the fact that Strange Fake takes place in Nevada. Because, Strange Fake and Grand Order have had a lot of tie-ins, like the Bowl of Heaven. Because Ishtar, by the way, In Strange Fate, it starts off summoned as a servant. No. They summon Humbaba, Gilgamesh, and Enkidu, and Ishtar just tags along for the ride. Like, not even like Artemis and Orion, no. She just decided to show up. Like, not as a divine spirit, just as a god. Which shouldn't be allowed, but whatever. But yeah. Now, Heracles, he reappears in Strange Fate as Alcides, and he is corrupted by the Grail specifically in combination with his memories from Stay Night. So, we can say that Waververse Prime takes place before that. So let's put that on the timeline. I'm going to pull out the box art so I can put this on the timeline. Now we know that after Stay Night is a Hollow Ataraxia, and we know that that takes place before. So, Fate, Hollow Ataraxia. Now, this is like weird because I haven't played Hollow Ataraxia, so I'm still not like entirely sure if it's a dream or not. But or like in the loop or something. I don't know, man. But what I do know. Oh, and also Prime Waververse, Rin, Luia, and maybe Shiro are in the squad for an event that will come up in Strange Fake, because the El Meloy classroom is the master of Rider. So, yeah, Prime Waververse. I know it's like a weird conspiracy, and I know I'm not like as excited as usual. I feel like I'm off my game when it comes to like streaming. But and like I'm not as charismatic as I could be. But I'm trying my best. I was on a big hiatus. So now we've got Hollow Ataraxia. And also, I was like really excited at the beginning, and then my microphone wasn't working. So, okay. Now we've got Stay Night, Hollow Ataraxia. I accidentally used my hotkey. Oh well, this works. You know, it's a Fate video. So, now we have... I'm just gonna include both El Meloys at the same time. Now, this is the part where we actually have to like do some hard work and thinking. Because now we have to use our deductive reasoning. Okay. Finish the Lord El Meloy second. Just gonna throw this here. Because like Fate Extra. Now, okay. I think we know, because Archer retains his character development, and Nero remembers Hakuno in Grand Order, I think we can, like, say with relative certain... Let me move these up. I think we can say with, like, mostly certainty that it has to come somewhere in here. I'm gonna say it's, like, nebulously... I'll just put it after Waververse Prime. So, I don't know too much about the Extraverse. I still haven't played Fate Extra. So let's just say all the Fate Extras, like Extra Record, and Last Encore. And also we know, I think, does Melt remember Hakuno as of Grand Order? Oh my. Just stop saving as WebP. You are the worst file format. Can I just, like, change the extension when I save the file? Oh, I can! I can just change the file extension when I save that. Okay. So now we've got Extra before Strange Fate Grand Order. So, you see now, we're starting to form a pretty concrete timeline. I forgot to put in Phase 0. I forgot Phase 0. Now, things get really weird when we talk about, like, Apocrypha. because, like, we know what happens before Grand Order, because see, can I drag all of these at once? I don't think I can. So, Sieg being a servant and tied to, like, the reverse side of the world, that, and, like, a dragon, that means that Grand Order has to be after Apocrypha. But, and this is kind of weird, but I think, Cowlus being able to perform Blasted Tree, or Crafted Tree in his case, in, like, Waververse Prime, that's gotta be tied to his connection to Fran and Apocrypha, and, like, Fran's love for him, and their bond, like, carrying beyond the bounds of the multiverse, which is really cute and really wholesome. And I think that's what that is, but it might just be a reference, because gamers love references. But I'm going to say that means that Cowlus being able to use Crafted Tree has to take place after Fran. And we also know that before meeting Waver, Cowlus, I believe, wasn't focused on Electric Magecraft until Waver, like, got him into it and realized that was his real talent. So that could mean that prior to, like, I'd say Apocrypha would have to be before, before El Meloy becomes a teacher. So between Stay Night Zero, because that's when Cowlus would multiversally develop his proficiency in Electric Magecraft, and it could very reasonably be said to be before Zero, and that he always had it. But I'm gonna put it here because actually, you know what? I'm gonna put this here, and we'll say that the timeline where Ruler was summoned came before the timeline where Avenger was summoned. I don't know why. Just trust me, though. Just trust me. Because it diverges pretty early. Now, let's see. Because we haven't even started. Let me take a look at the complete list of Fate works. Oh my god, I forgot about Khaled Liner. I'll think about that later. Oh, and, like, the thing that comes after Apocrypha, which I only just discovered, they made, like, a spin-off where I believe it's a Salfo who, like, goes around the world and, like, interviews the characters from Apocrypha a couple years later, see what they're up to. And, like, Callus is a mage, Fiore, she can walk again, I think she still needs a cane. And it's just really wholesome. Meanwhile, Astolfo was being hunted down by the United States government because we can't have a servant walking around. I mean, it's just cute, you know? So, let's see. Is this an April Fool's one? Fate Freedom Order? Yeah, that was April Fool's Day. Never mind. Okay. Emiya Gohan. My favorite thing ever. But what does it mean for the timeline? What does it mean for the state of the multiverse as a whole? It's a really good question. I don't know. I would say it takes place, like, around the same time as Hollow Ataraxia, in that, like, Rin and Shiro haven't moved to London yet, or they're visiting home, I can't remember. But if they're visiting home in Hollow Ataraxia, then it would be before this. Wait, no, they're still in high school at the time of Hollow Ataraxia, because school life takes place at the same time. So I'm going to group these two together, because I think that they are the same. I think they're the same, and that Emiya Gohan is canon. Change my mind. Emiya Gohan is canon. Change my mind. I'm going full conspiracy theorist. Lost Einherjar. It's not out yet, so I really don't know. Saber Wars, I don't want to think about. Let's see. So, I'm looking at the list of things released. Okay. I was going to say, why is Fate Stay Night listed 3 times? So, it's Fate Stay Night, then Hollow Ataraxia, then the Stay Night manga, then the Dean anime. I don't want to talk about it. Then School Life. School Life's still ongoing? What? Bro, I haven't read it yet. Okay. So there's different timelines. And in it, Ryder and Shinji survive. So Shinji's alive, unfortunately. Kuzuki dies. I believe it was said. Wait. So it was told that they're different worlds from El Meloy II, which is really weird because I thought this took place at the same time as Hollow Ataraxia. What? So one of these things is not Waververse Prime? What? I'm gonna say Fate School Life is the one that's not part of Waververse Prime. Because if El Meloy wasn't Waververse Prime, then neither is Strange Fate, and the entire idea of Waververse Prime is falling apart at the seams. So I'm gonna pretend I didn't read any of that, and we're gonna ignore Fate School Life. Okay? You know, it's about characters who don't matter. So, you know what? It didn't happen. Not real. Didn't happen. Carnival Phantasm. Now we're getting interesting. Let me pull out the box art. Put that on screen. I accidentally saved it as a WebP. Give me a second. I hate WebP. You're the worst file format I've ever seen. Carnival Phantasm. Now, I'm going to be bold here. As far as I'm aware, in Carnival Phantasm, I don't remember Arkwid and Saber considering this their first meeting, and in fact, Shiro and Shiki know each other relatively well. Shiki's kind of a jerk, but that isn't remake timeline Shiki, so maybe remake Shiki's better. But Shiro genuinely wants the best for the people around him. But it's not acknowledged as the first meeting between Saber and Arkwid. Now, I don't believe they're ever in the same room at the same time in Extra when Arkwid cameos, which means that their first meeting had to have been in Fate Grand Order after the summoning of Arkwid as part of the new event. Therefore, Carnival Phantasm has to take place after Grand Order. Now, Grand Carnival. Does it take place at the same time as Grand Order, like as part of Grand Order? Because the first episode is built around the idea of, like, having to let go of employees as a result of the end of the first Grand Order and Arc 1, and, like, Gordolf coming to acquire the company. And, like, we're out of money, so we have to lay off the servants. So I suppose you could say Carnival Phantasm is part of it? But on the other hand, or Fate Grand Carnival? But on the other hand, there are events that contradict Fate, unless they take place within singularities, which I suppose is very possible. Actually, yeah. Let's say those take place within Grand Order as part of Logos React. They're mini singularities made by Logos React, generic brand edition, because, you know, we can't know what the real Logos reactor is capable of. Because the 7 super weapons of Atlas are Nasu's 7 get out of jail free cards, and once he's revealed all of them, he has no more tricks. Because, like, you just have 7... Dude, you have Chekhov's entire armory just waiting for you. Just in case you write yourself into... And, like, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I think that's brilliant. To have it set up and foreshadowed that there are these things to get out of dangerous predicaments. But, if we're going to talk about the 7 Superwomen of Atlas, we gotta talk about notes, okay? Black Barrel, and before... Okay. I posted about this on Twitter, but I gotta get this on stream. I have, like, a really strong conspiracy theory for exactly what's gonna happen in Lost Belt 7. And I can say with 25% certainty that this will happen. And I think that that's better than almost anyone else alive, because I believe that anyone other than Nasu can only predict, at best, 30% with 30% certainty. So I think my odds here are pretty swell. And that's that the Lost Belt will be related in some way to the world of Notes. Now, I am a believer in the fact that it will be a world where none of the gods stepped up to be the sun. But I think that will result in the promised time for the types coming a lot earlier, and thus Ort will be on Earth a lot earlier. Which means the Crystal Valley will have been given a lot of time to expand throughout South America. And that there will be a lot of grain in the world. Like chillin'. Which means the Black Barrel is going to be real important. And the MacGuffins we'll need are probably the original Black Barrel, so that we don't have to power it with command seals, because we just don't have enough in almost every monster, like A-rays and stuff, contain grain, and thus might need the Black... Actually, do you need the Black Barrel to kill an A-ray? I don't think so. You only need the Black Barrel to kill the types, because they're made entirely of grain. A-rays are modified humans that can take grain. And the same applies to liners. But, I think, since we enter the Lost Belts as if they had gone on to the year 20, whatever, then Ort will have expanded a long way. So it could be all of South America is a giant Crystal Valley, or the Crystal Valley could still be a solid chunk and the rest of the Land of Steel. I could see them having there be some connection between Gun God and David, or David Blue Book, if they aren't the same person, but they almost definitely are. Maybe, the Parasite is Vivi, maybe the Parasite is something related to Thea and Strange Fate. I really don't know. Nasu could go anywhere. But I think we're going to South America, which means, Chekhov's pieces are in place, you know? All the foreshadowing is in place that we're revisiting Notes. Otherwise, why would they have brought back the Black Barrel, which has only appeared in Notes before? And then say, okay, we're going to South America, where Ort is, and the Western continent, presumably the Americas, where the last of the unmodified humans lived in Notes were. Which means we're probably going to be seeing Gun God in one form or another. If not him, then an ancestor to him. Since, actually, this Lost Belt might not have all the unmodified humans, with the exception of Gun God, be wiped out. That might not happen till later. It could happen in the middle of the Lost Belt. So, yeah. That's what I think about Lost Belt 7. I think we're going to be revisiting the world of Notes. But, on the topic of that, I had to explain that. Because I think, I think that Notes goes, wait, where's the logo for it, man? Bro. Okay, here we are. I think I saved it as a WebP. Okay. I want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about the WebP format. Yes, I do. I think Notes goes down here. And that's not after all this. No. I think that Notes is separate from proper human history. And I have a very good explanation as to why. Now, we know that a lost spell is just a pruned world in which proper human history failed. Yeah? And what could be a bigger failure for proper human history than if there are no humans left? I guess you could call Liners humans, and I guess we still have Gun God. But Earth is dead, and the types are here. And if the Yaga don't count as humans for the purpose of proper human history, or if they do, the world is too stagnant. And I would say that a world that's getting wiped out by the Aristoteles is almost definitely just as stagnant, if not far more, than like a world with Surtur in it or a world with Ivan the Terrible. So I'm gonna say Notes got pruned and may return as a lost belt. So yeah, that's where I put Notes. I think it's been unexisted, and it's gonna get re-existed, and then we're gonna unexist it. So let's see. Oh my god, I have to think about Khalid Lardner now. We're at this part. Okay. Wait, no. We can get to prototype. I haven't read Fate Prototype, but Merlin Seer. Okay, let me think. No, Merlin doesn't appear. Merlin's just background. Okay. Is it the same? Okay. Is Ayako from like Fate Strange Fake related to Ayako from Fate Prototype? Because I think they mentioned that it's like they have the same name, so that's wild and wacky. So what does that mean? Well, what's the relation between the Ayakasajos? Like on one hand, it's like one of them's blonde and one of them's not. And that is the relation between Fate Extra Rin and like Stay Night Rin. And like I think Extraverse Rin is like a descendant of Prime Waververse Rin. So maybe that's it, but they're like 10 years apart. Are they alternate universe versions of one another? Are they the same? Because I think it's been acknowledged that they're not the same person. But do they exist in the same universe? Are there just two people running around summoning blonde sabers with Excalibur named Ayaka Sajo? Because that could be really, really problematic. Okay. She shows up in Fate School Life. But the one in Fate School Life is not in the Grail War. Okay. So, I found it. So Fate School Life is Prime Waververse. And thus... But also, El Meloy has to be. So I guess they're both Prime Waververse, as I thought. Because it says, Strange Fate, the Ayaka from School Life, which is the Ayaka who is not in Prototype, appears in Strange Fate. So this is the Ayaka that has not participated in the Grail War. And, so, okay. El Meloy, so she's in Romania in Strange Fake. And El Meloy is confused because there's another person with the same name who looks the same but is blonde. So they are different Ayakas who exist in the same timeline. And El Meloy knows this. And that's weird, and I don't get it. Who is Ayaka Sajo? And why are there two of them? So, Fate Prototype. I feel like we can make some connection based on Arthur. So we're gonna read through the wiki together, okay? We're gonna read through the wiki. We're gonna look at Saber. We're gonna look at Arthur Prototype. And we're gonna solve this. Fate Prototype. Okay. So, after the battle, he is then transported to the past just after the Battle of Canlan, which is the same thing that happened to Prime Way Reverse Saber. And, he meets Bedivere, and then Saber disappears, returning to 1999. Oh, wait, no, that's the end of the prequel to Prototype. Fate Prototype, okay. So he fights in another Grail War. And then is the Trial Quest. Okay. The Arthur Pendragon Trial Quest. He has fought in both Grail Wars in 1991 and 1999. And that's why he's still hunting down B6. And that hunting of B6 is based on Fate Prototype and based on events that happened in Fate Prototype. So we can say that I'm going to say Sky Silver takes place like a little bit before Multiversally. And Fate Labyrinth, oh my god. I forgot about you. Fate Labyrinth, why? Why must I think? Why must it be so hard? Okay, so I'm gonna save this image as, and there's no background, so it might not look right. It's just like really slight white stroke is the only thing stopping it from just being black text. Now, I mean, I guess it's a little bit legible. So I'm gonna say before Grand Order. It could go anywhere before Grand Order because it's not really tied to any of these. But I'm going to say it takes place before Stay Night because that makes sense because it was the original draft for Stay Night. So, like the original premise. So we're going to say it takes place before Prime Wave Reverse. And also, that would make sense because, like, I'm sure they'll have the real Ayaka do something in Stay Night or in Strange Fake related to the fact that, oh, it's like related to how she was like in the other thing, you know? In Prototype. Bro, this is illegible when it's this small. Whatever. You get it. I'm just gonna take Proto Arthur's Excalibur. I'm just gonna use that. Excalibur Proto. Let me pull up that image. Okay, let me read. Okay, it's a side story to Sky Silver. Okay. I don't feel like cropping this down to just one angle view of the sword, so I'm just gonna like put the whole thing. Let's take up more space anyway, you know? Yeah, so we're gonna get rid of the Fate Prototype logo, and we're just gonna put in Excalibur Proto. So this goes here. Before or after Apocrypha, that's a good question. Let me see if Fate Labyrinth has anything that would tell us. Also, Tsukihime has to go somewhere before Grand Order. Because Arcwade has been influenced by Shiki. Okay. What? Oh no. Oh god. Oh no, oh my. Labyrinth takes place in the Apocrypha world? And... oh no. And Hassan of the Cursed Arm is there? And Medea is there? And Robin Hood is there? But why? And Grey is here? No. What does any of this mean? Okay, so it's a connection between multiple timelines. Okay. Let's see. I'm just gonna say it takes place at the same time as Prototype. Uh, because I don't think that or Sky Silver, because it's like the omnipotent. It says it's a dream, a quote unquote dream of Monica Saggio, who is connected to the root. So they're like beyond the multiversal timeline. Like the main timelines are to the multiversal timeline what like Void Shiki timeline is to like this. Because like she's on the level of Void Shiki, right? Okay. Wait, no. Oh! Okay. So they're in a labyrinth with 4 servants and masters attempting to reach the bottom. But she goes through the reverse side of the world and sees Sieg, she sees Rangaminiad, and she sees Ryogi Shiki's house, or apartment. Okay. So because of that, we know that it takes place after Apocrypha, which could mean anything, but it takes place long enough in the multiverse timeline, or not long enough for Jean to have reached Sieg in the reverse side of the world, which means it can't take place that far. Void Shiki. We'll have to establish where Karno Kyokai takes place, because I haven't seen that. Rangaminiad's just chilling. I'm gonna say that Fate Labyrinth, you can go, I saved it as a WebP. Wonderful. I'm gonna say you can go right about like here. Like after all these, we're gonna start a new line because we're out of space because of the chat box. Like you're gonna go right about. Yeah, you can go right here, buddy. You know, you can go with Carnival Phantasm. Okay. You know what? You're a big old crossover. You can go with Carnival Phantasm. You know, but wait, but it also takes place with Fate Prototype. Okay, wait. When does it take place? No, it takes place in the Apocrypha timeline. Okay. So, what does this mean? What does this mean? All I know is the boys are all here, and I'm gonna assume that they've already gone through their respective Grail Wars. It's nebulous whether it takes place before any of these works. Maybe after Apocrypha, because it depends. I haven't read it. If anyone who has can tell me, like, wait, no. It says that Gray is believed to be a servant, which means that it has to take place at a time where Gray has Gray always had I don't know. I'll say it takes place after Gray is summonable as a servant in Grand Order, which means that Labyrinth has to take place after, because if it's not, I'm gonna cry. This one's up in the air. Labyrinth, I mean, its placement is kind of nebulous. It could go here, it could go here. I'm gonna, for good measure, no one from Apocrypha appears in it, so it could be nebulous with Apocrypha. I'm gonna put you here. I'll assume that none of them have gone through their respective Grail Wars. And that, okay, wait. What if Apocrypha... Apocrypha and Zero could take place at the same time? That's possible? Wait. Both of them are the Fourth Holy Grail War. Both of them... Is it the fourth or the fifth? Was there a fourth? I think the time where the fourth took place was just subcategory Holy Grail Wars. Let me see. Okay. Oh. Lost Einherjar takes place in the Apocrypha universe. Oh, okay. Then I actually feel confident enough to place it like... No, I don't. No, I don't. It's not even out yet. Let me see if I can read it. Okay. Okay, let me think. It takes place... And this is important because it says it on the Wikipedia page that it takes place the year after Frozen releases. It takes place in Norway in 2014, the year after a certain animated blockbuster based on Norway was released. And it's doubles. Okay. So, it's the first entry in the series to have a colon in the title, not a slash. And that's weird, and I don't like it. I don't trust it. Oh, wait, it's a colon, because, like, a colon has, like, 2 dots, and there's, like, it's doubles. I get it! Oh! That's not what it's supposed to be, but, you know, I can play pretend. Lost Einherjar. It can be, like... It takes place after Apocrypha. But I don't think it has any significant effect on the multiverse as a whole. So what if it just, like, took place, you know... like here. It takes place right after Apocrypha. You can go in the same camp as Fate Labyrinth. Okay? Fate... Oh my god. Does Labyrinth take place at the end? Hey, I guess I'll ask if anyone who's read Labyrinth can, like... I'll post online. Has anyone who's read Fate Labyrinth can, like... Wait, let me see. Oh, I can just look up a summary of Fate Labyrinth. Fate Labyrinth. Summary. Yeah. Yeah. I can do this. I can figure this out. Why won't you explain? Why won't anyone explain this to me? Okay, a sussy WordPress site. You know what? I can work with this. Takes place in Alcatraz. This is a copy-paste of the wiki page. But, what language is this? I don't want to offend anyone by, like, being wrong. I think that, like, might be Arabic. But on the other hand, I might be wrong. FateLabyrinth.pdf, which came up when I looked up a summary. Should I read just Fate Labyrinth on stream? It's 219 pages. Let's see if we can find any information. Let's see what Saber has to say. Okay. Saber, do you remember Shiro Emiya? Shiro's not mentioned. Master is mentioned. The word master appears 80 times. Let's see. Does Fuyuki come up? Because maybe if she remembers being in... Antiheroes can be summoned by the Fuyuki Holy Grail. The Fuyuki Holy Grail was in 3rd Holy Grail War. Okay. See if the word 4th or 5th come up. Only one referring to floor. So therefore, we can definitively say, and by the way, I would never pirate anything, and if it did come up on a Google search, then Google make your search result. You know what? No, it's archive.org. It's probably legal. Okay, so therefore, it's got to take place at the same time as Prototype, Sky Silver, because if it doesn't, then Saber would have mentioned Shiro. See? That was easy! How do we prove Apocrypha doesn't take place at the same time as Zero? Yeah, you know what, actually? Nothing proves they don't, and I think I like it better this way. They're both the Fourth Holy Grail War. I don't know, I think it's cute. Because Waver isn't a teacher yet, so there's nothing that says that, like, Cowlus has to learn. This could be the time Cowlus's proficiency with lightning magic comes up multiversally. Which means that, Lost Einherjar is Apocrypha versus, Stay Night. So give us Apocrypha versus Emmy. Is Side of Survivor? No, Side of Survivor is the one that has Astolfo interviewing the gang and fleeing the government. I would say that that's like the Hollow Ataraxia, because it's like a little fun, going on a little fun romp with a little bit of danger thrown in. Except Hollow Ataraxia has a lot of danger thrown in. But give us an Emiya Gohan, but like. What if Fiore, because she, like, retired from being a mage, because, like, she gave up her magic circus to walk again, she should either be, like, it should be either, like, a sports anime about, like, her running in races, or she should become Guy Fieri. That would be so radical. If she, like, runs a cooking show now that she's, like, normal. That would be really cool. Who are the masters that existed in that, like, Side of Survivor? Come on, let me take a look. Because there's got to be, like, somebody who would fit the bill. And I don't remember all. What if we get one about Gordolf? What if it's Tule and making food for Gordolf? For baby Gordolf? And we make that a cooking show. And it's just making pizza for baby Gordolf. And then baby Gordolf learns to cook, too. Yeah, I'm gonna add baby Gordolf's Bizarre Adventure to to the chart. Actually, let me add like a text box. What's the funniest font for like Stinky No Lost Bell Zone? Stinky Lost Bell No Zone. And why does it make text so big by default? How do I make it smaller? Oh wait, I just go here and I just like drag the corner, right? I use the transform tool. Stinky Lost Bell No Prune Zone. Yeah. No Prune Zone. Yeah. And that's where Notes gets to go. Notes, you get to go in the stinky Lost Bell No Prune Zone. Get destroyed by facts and logic. I've been avoiding Prisma Ilia. God. Okay. Prisma Ilia. And it takes place before Grand Order because Chloe and Ilya have to be summonable as pseudo-servants, and they remember their time in Prisma Ilia, at least to some vague extent. They might not recognize Archer as like Miu versus Shiro. Maybe they do. Well, I mean, he only kind of turns into Archer, so like I guess it makes sense. And Chloe might recognize Archer as like her as like the source to her power. Also, her Japanese name is like Kuro von Einsburn, and it makes sense because it's like as an Einsburn, she's like Shiro's brother, and it's like they're Shiro and Kuro, and that's a little cute. I just thought that's a little bit cute. That's a little bit cute because it's like she uses the Archer class card, so she's like a parallel to Shiro. I think that's kind of cute. I think that's a cute little detail they made. I don't know if it's on purpose or if I'm stupid because I don't speak Japanese. I know like 4 words. They're ones that I... Okay, Prisma... So Prisma Ilia. Okay. Fate Colored Liner Prisma Ilia. I'm just gonna use the box art from the anime because the box art from the original manga is it wouldn't look as good on the timeline. It's too pink. Doesn't fit the visual style. But I guess that makes sense because Prisma Ilia. You know, there are some strong opinions that I have. Okay, so Prisma Ilia, before Grand Order. Let's see. Archer. We don't know if he's had character development because he's a class card, but Shiro sure can use unlimited blade works. So, you know what? Miuverse is a lost belt. You know what? I'll just put Miu's face in the lost belt no prune zone. I know they're gonna save it somehow. Wait, actually, is Miuverse gonna turn into the Land of Steel? I gotta look this up. Yeah, okay. Let's see. The Miuverse. What is the... How does the Miuverse work? I gotta look up the Miuverse. Is that a real term? Or did I make it up? I can't tell. Yeah, it's a made-up term I just made up. Okay. Let's see. Miu. I mean, I guess it hasn't been pruned yet. It's only about to. So, I guess it's not a lost belt yet. But you're getting close, okay? You're getting close. You're okay. Prisma Ilia, where do you go? After Stay Night, Shiro has unlimited blade works. Unlimited blade works exist, which means it has to take place after Archer's timeline. Archer's timeline will say... Actually, wait, give me a sec. Gonna move this. The Archerverse, the world Archer comes from. Was the Archer in Archer's Grail War still like Archer, or was it like David? I feel like it was probably like, was it is it like a closed time loop, or does it have an origin? Let's see. In the Archerverse, who? That's my question. Who is Archer in the Archerverse? Which I'm just spitting words, but like you get it, man. Because it's like, was he also Archer? Because it's like from a bad ending of Stay Night that doesn't exist in the game, and so of Fate, and so if I had to guess, then the world that, like, the Archer in that would have been the one to provide... Well, it's not like a bad ending, it's just an ending where he wins, but, like, he doesn't save Saber's heart, and, like, doesn't get the true ending. So I guess he goes here. So Archer's created... Wait. Actually? Let me think. No, because the Saber from Fate Labyrinth doesn't necessarily have to be the one from our Fate Stay Night, because it takes place before that. So it could be the one that existed before either the Archerverse Grail War or the Shiroverse Grail War. Or the Waververse Prime Grail War. Actually, should I just put this before Waververse... Yeah, I should put this before Waververse Prime. Actually, yeah. I'm going to say Wave Prime should remain one uninterrupted string. Which is why... Except yeah, Apocrypha can happen at the same time, I guess. But you're either before it or you're after it. Like, you don't come between events of the Prime Wave Reverse. Except Fate Extra, but that's just because Strange Fake and Grand Order are at the same time, and Extra has to be before Grand Order. So, you don't. Okay. So then, Prisma Ilia gets out. It's gone. No Prisma Ilia. No, but actually, it takes place before Grand Order. Possibly after this. Let's assume that Archer's gone through his character development, the class card for Archer, which is why he's not being mean. You know, actually, you could argue that the fact that he's willing to work with the Einsburn family shows that he's gone through the experience of Stay Night, particularly Heaven's Feel, and has seen Shiro acknowledge Ilya as his sister through the arm, or through the Hollow Ataraxia Wave Reverse Prime timeline, where he survives and Ilya becomes Shiro's sister again. Therefore, it takes place post Wave Reverse Prime, but before Grand Order, and exists at the same time as Extra. And Mew, you're on thin ice with the Lost Belt. And this is my Fate timeline. Let me just write prototype here. In where Fate prototype is. Protoverse. Okay, here's the Protoverse. And make another text box. Archerverse. For the Archerverse. Just to label it for people who are seeing this without understanding anything. Put this on a black background, and then we screenshot that. Actually, no, let's keep the back. Let me put in a Fate themed background. Fate background. Yeah, let me put this over Unlimited Blade Works. No, not Battle of Cameron. I want Unlimited Blade Works. Unlimited Blade Works background. Just give me the stage from Unlimited Codes. I'll take it, man. This one's on wallpaper access, which makes me assume that it's official because wallpaper access, I presume it would have been taken down if it was from a fan art. So yeah, because you can see Archer there. This is from a CG shot. So let's move this to the back. I did it, everyone. I solved Fate, and not just that, I made it legible. You are so very welcome that I have done this. Because, frankly, I thought about this while I was trying to sleep last night, and I was like, wait a minute, if servants share memories, that means that there is a linear timeline to Fate. Technically, if you think about it, if you squint really hard. So this is it. This is the complete Fate timeline in a multiversal sense. Get out of my house. I'm going home. Stream is over. We did it. We solved it. We solved Fate.